Hello, it's great to see you again in a video about animal science. If humans ruled the land, the ocean is the domain of the killer tapeworm. Inside the water parks, they're intelligent creatures, friendly and playful. But if you happen to be their prey, you'll see a face that's ugly and scary. It's worse than the great white shark. The species is still touted as the deadliest predator. Ocean with AK top killer whales. An ocean server gang leader. No creature is ever safe. Whether it's birds flying in the sky, sea monster in shark jaws, or a 100-ton whale. But wait, let's start over. If killer whales could write, they'll write letters to the United Nations. They want to change the name to killer dolphin. Because these fish aren't just fish. There's no fish that breastfeeds. They're not whales either. It's a species of dolphin from the ocean dolphin family. The killer whale is the largest dolphin in the world. And maybe because they're so big that they're called whales. Regardless of their true identity, that white spot on the head of the killer whale that you see, it's not his eyes. AK's eyes are much smaller and are located on both sides of the head, right behind and above the corners of the mouth, and just below the big white spot. It's called a eye spot. In the animal world, the eyes are shaped like eyes. It's a common trait for some butterflies. Reptiles catch birds as peacocks and wren. Fake eyes are often much larger than the real ones. It makes the prey look big. It's more dangerous and less smudging in the eyes of predators. Or if the hunter isn't afraid, it'll attract their attention. Let them attack the location of the prosthetic eye and keep the real eye out. Well, anyway, because of the killer whales, he is a god of the sea, ruler for ocean food. They're not afraid of their father. What the hell is the point, Chan? An opinion that the eye spot of the killer whale, it could be a trace of evolution from millions of years ago, at a time when their ancient ancestors were hunted by prehistoric sea monsters, even scarier than they are today. It is true that AI also has a past. Great white shark, often depicted in movies as a god of the ocean. No matter what, it's scary. The largest is almost 6 meters long and weighs about the size of a pickup truck 2T. But this monster swims next to a festering killer dolphin. As good as a baby. According to Wikipedia, whale killer male class streamer. It can be almost 10 meters long and weighing 10 tons. That's 2 grass elephants. Freaka 2 play topping along with it. The strongest killer whale that can take a shot. With a force of about 84,500 newtons, or about 8.60 of force. It's the equivalent of the bite of a dinosaur. Lord Paris, plus a great white shark, plus a saltwater crocodile, plus 15 adults. With absolute power, the killer whale is the ultimate predator. Solitude, she failed on the ocean server, just afraid of every human named Hack, because we have guns. Out. The Organ is also an intelligent and ingenious creature. They've developed a lot of hunting tactics to create a menu. It's incredibly diverse, from birds of the sky to fish of the sea, from gentle species like whales, sea turtle, seals. The #1 server on Earth. Sometimes we have to respect or be careful, like the great white shark or short-tailed stingrays as big as a reflector. 2.1 meters wide, longer than 4 meters. It's as heavy as a cow, and it releases deadly venom. The average orca eats 227 kilograms per day. It's more than 3 adults, to make it easy for you to imagine. And if you've ever heard people praise about how wolves hunt Theo 7, cooperation. You can also imagine how the kids. This wolf feeds relatively large prey like salmon. Orca usually hunts in small groups. If you do it, you eat it. However, with dishes that are a little bit toothed, like herring, They usually hunt in packs by an industry called the death filter. color magnifying, or conveyor belt style feeding. Killer dolphins cornered herring into a bass mickball by swimming around in circles, and then they go straight into the middle of the fish ball. Millions of swivel people clapping their tails. Stun or kill about 10, 15 of them, and then eat them one by one. They don't just work together. The killer dolphin knows but allies with the humpback. Hunchback. It's not the prime minister. Lou hunched over Lou humpback whale. The researchers were able to capture a scene where there's not two of them, both killer dolphins and humpbacks. We're building the sky together, his special recipe for hunting snails. In the video, the killer whale is doing great. Death filtering. When the herrings are stunned or emerged, killer dolphins and birds scrambling to eat near the water. And the humpback whales, it's just now diving below the herring and pick up a big piece from the top. A high IQ orca in the Sigua Water Park in San Diego. Meh, they even use their leftover fish as bait. To Kai M. And it's really catching you guys. Fuck you. In New Zealand waters, the orca here to face more worthy prey. It's rays and sharks. With killer whale sharks that hunt in isolated packs. Put your prey near the water and attack. Weaknesses on their bodies, like shoots or soft abdomen. And if you're wondering, the solo can be called a classic. Between great white sharks and killer whales, what will be the result? You don't have to imagine. The answer has been compelling since 1997. In the Farallon Islands, when researchers see it with their own eyes, scene of an orca attacking and killed a great white shark. In a gentle way, it's simply attacking the shark from below. Flipping it upside down makes it motionless. It's when you flip a shark upside down, it will fall into a state of immobility. It's like being hypnotized. Close the brackets, and then the orca just needs to hold the shark until he drowned. And then there's the shark. In front of the research vessel, it's as if it's showing off its footprints. The fish is self-indulgent. It's convenient to talk about bamboo porcupines like dolphins. Orca is famous for its upside-down screens in the air. And it's like dolphins. They love to brag about it in front of visitors and researchers. A 5T killer whale that has. It's easy to jump out of the water higher than its length. And it can do that for hours on end. Killer whales swim very fast, can accelerate up to 56 kilometers per hour. That's faster than most sharks. More horrible, orca can pull high-speed chase in a few hours. If necessary, you're looking at an orca swimming race, along with a high-speed boat. There's only a handful of sharks, including the short-finned mako, is to be able to win against a killer dolphin. In a sprint competition, however, you can still add them to the menu by ambushing and stealthily approaching from below. And with stingrays to avoid stinging. Orca will hit the sky in the head. Drowning, I have no choice but to sit on my feet. The powerful tail of killer whales. Outside of slap, we can even throw harbor seals, weighing weights up 24 meters above the water. Horrible. Separately with seals, the organs work together, jumping on the water to make waves, pushing the seals off the ice. There is also a very close click. It's that they're going to take risks to the beach to capture the lethargic and subjective seals, then quickly surf back to the sea before running aground and suffocated by its own weight. Or worse, because there's still a mother seal. Even the blue whales weigh 50. 100T is not safe from a pack of killer whales. Researchers have observed terrifying scenes when a lone blue whale, chased by an orca for hours, and it's torn off a lot of patches on the head and tail. I'm more afraid than most. That's all those hunting techniques. It seems to be passed down through the generations, in each family group, sharpening the death of the hunting machines. 5 million years. This experience, family groups can be up to 4 generations. Leadership, because the oldest female can live to 95. Some family groups can be brought together into flocks, up to about 4 groups. It's the same. They have common ancient ancestors, and there's a very similar language system. They will form tribes. At the highest angle, the killer whale communities, including flocks that regularly interact with each other, but there's no blood or language. The greater the power, the more responsibility. That's what Uncle Ben told me to do. Before reuniting with his grandparents, killer whales without Batman. Maybe that's why they became gangsters, and quite irresponsible with his tremendous power. Killer dolphin whales. It's one of the few predators. They have a habit of playing with their prey. Sometimes they finish off their prey without eating it. Many people think that they do it simply for fun, to express themselves or to show off in front of people. That's a shame. Or maybe it's to practice your hunting skills. On the contrary, some people defend Orca for those times of killing without eating. It was due to a communication problem. A young otter, some buffalo may have killed the prey, misunderstand that his mother or his aunts and uncles are hungry. Killer whales love to play with humans, but not everyone likes to be played, especially the fishermen. Orca very often steals fish in long lines with floats. The fishermen came up with an idea. They're sailing a few kilometers away from each other. Take turns fishing so Orca has no time. That's a smart move from boat to boat. But only for a while. But the killer fish are divided into groups and mix each shrimp. It's like they're playing with people. Your father has held you for a long time. It's like the stealing of an animal, proportional to its intelligence.